Yeah. Another episode, mixchamps, DJ Kid New to Talk in New York, and my boy DWI. We got super producer in the building, Amadeus. What's up, boy?
Peace, Kings.
You already know, man.
Peace, Kings.
How you doing, my brother?
I'm great, man. Big Bronx energy.
You already know,
Got
man.
me home. I ain't gonna say where we at, but I'm real home, like home.
You already.
In the BX, man. So shout out to my brother. Salute to you on this amazing podcast. Humbled and grateful to be invited, to have a conversation with my Bronx brothers. We here, man.
As we should, you know what I mean? As we should, man. It's been a long time coming, man.
Yes, sir.
And when I heard you was coming to the studio, we was honored to have you, man.
Thank
what
you,
a
man.
pleasure, man. Produced so many hot records, but we're not going to talk about that
that's
right
the
now.
DJ, that's the DJ and him talking now, right now. He didn't say all that when I said, y'all got Amadeus coming. He just like, all right, who else you got? Who you coming with?
The thing is, I know about a lot of producers. I've been in this game for over 30-something years. So
Applaud.
So when you say you got somebody coming through or I got somebody coming through, I don't, get excited. Okay, cool. You know what I mean?
Right.
Then when they get here, we chop it up and we do what we do. You know what I mean?
Like that. He wanted me to King want to show up.
He wanted me to fall out the phone. He was like, oh my God, Amadeus.
Nah, because they put the pressure on me, like, yo, D, we need somebody. I'm like, yo, I got somebody. And then, he was just like, all right, you just got Amadeus, that's it?
We didn't put the pressure. We said
Nah,
Man, that's how they do it.
That's how they do me.
We said, D, let's start booking at least 4 or 5 people a day. So this way we can take some time off and just chill.
That makes
you know
sense.
what I mean?
Okay, I feel a little better.
Yeah, I bought about 4 or 5 outfits with me so we could tape about 4 or 5 different shows. So I get some rest, man. I'm tired,
We
man.
New York out up today, too. I got my black icon joint on. You got the New York classic.
Of course, in New York.
Yeah, I had my Yankees jacket on yesterday. I went to the Bronx Net banquet, so I ain't want to get suited and booted, So I put this nice little shiny suit short set thingy on, but I would have definitely repped with the Yankee fit if I didn't have that. But I had it on yesterday. And I felt a little better about the Yankees today. It's 3-1, so we won one game,
and we got momentum, and we stay home again. So that I didn't know that.
We got one more game.
So I'm just trying to find out. So why everybody trying to blame it on Fat Joe, man? That don't make no sense.
Nah, I think they should have brought out Alicia Keys and Jay-Z for that.
They did that already.
No, they were saying
when they did that.
They did that already.
Some people say, hold on. Some people say Jadakiss. Some people say
Jadakiss. We needed Jadakiss. We might need Jadakiss tonight.
I think a lot of people was mad because he played the part where Ja Rule said, I got 100 guns, 100. See, in that song, Jadakiss says it himself. You know what I mean? I got 100. And you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people don't like Ja Rule. I like Ja Rule. You know what I mean? I have no problem with no artist, but I was watching YouTube today, and one thing about me, being I'm a journalist now, that's what we are now, right?
Congratulations.
You know what I mean?
Add that to the resume.
So I do a little research now, so I'm always on YouTube and, checking out different things and just seeing what the people's talking about. So when I say certain things, I don't want people to think that I'm talking bad about something. I'm just talking what the people are saying online. Let's get that straight, because I don't want this to come out and people be like, come on, bro, you from the Bronx, you want this Joe?
Yeah.
No, Joe's my man. By the way, applaud Joe, by the way.
Yeah.
He got the opportunity.
Big look. Big Bronx energy.
Already.
I'm happy with that he got to do it. I mean, I don't we can name other artists from New York, but at the end of the day, Yankee Stadium is in the best borough, and I said what I said.
Right.
Big Bronx. So Fat Joe is definitely fitting, to handle that situation and that opportunity. You know what I mean? So I'm glad it was Joe. Ashanti sounded amazing last night.
Yeah. So what rap would you think that that would have been dope if he'd have pulled out like as a special guest? Like, I understand that he performed and people
he only had like 2 minutes, yo. What you want to
you could
do?
Listen, you could do a lot in 2 minutes.
Nah,
man.
it's his moment. It's just a moment. Like, think about Ice Cube in L.A. when the Dodgers brought out Ice Cube in L.A. and Ice Cube had his moment. That's your moment. Like, sometimes we want to, create this opportunity and this look for the people, man. But sometimes you got to take advantage of. That's a moment, bro. The World Series, and you're performing and opening up the game.
So I have a
World
question.
Series.
Which song, as a producer, if that was a versus, would you have picked to go against Bow Down? Because when he came out with Bow Down, I felt some kind of way like,
he
man,
disrespectful. Disrespectful.
From Fat Joe's catalog, what else would you have done besides lead back?
Well, I would have came out to Flow Joe. That was one of his first bangers, like of Relativity records, that I think that he should just started that with that boom, boom, the intro.
Did he play the New York joint?
And then I would have went into, as a DJ, then I would have went into a couple of joints. you could do a lot in 2 minutes. You could play a lot of records in 2 minutes. I'm a DJ. So let's say if 2 minutes, you gave them a snippet of like a song here and there, he could have got about 6 songs in there.
What did he do exactly? He did. I know he did Lean Back.
I did. To be honest, I really didn't watch it.
100 Girls, Lean Back, and All the Way Up.
Oh yeah, I did.
Nah, he did the right joints. He did the right joints. Because you got on that type of platform, it's about the biggest records. You know, you have millions and millions of people listening around the world.
But it's also impact. You can't go to the urban catalog when you're doing Yankee Stadium. You have to go to more or less with the people.
We needed to be inspired. Them players need to want to win.
Yeah, it can't be too happy. Yeah, it can't be too happy.
I'm trying to say, what song would have win against Bow Down?
Probably
the New York.
The New York joint.
New York. Alicia Keys and Jay-Z.
That's Fat Joe's song?
No. Fat Joe New York. But
well, I would have had Jada Kiss, and I would have brought the whole crew out. And,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'd have brought the whole crew out. And we'd have been coming from different angles
on different bases, just coming off, right?
Right.
I didn't think of it like that.
See, this is why you get paid the big bucks.
Applaud me.
That's
see?
big. Okay, I didn't think of it like that.
Yeah, I was setting it up. You know what I mean? I was setting it up. You know what I mean? I said,
yeah, that would've been
I
crazy.
should have spoke, but I thought he was going to do it because Joe is, he definitely know how to put it together. But I thought he was going to have all of them come out and do the New York song.
That'd be crazy. Yeah, that would have been crazy.
Yeah, that would
have been crazy.
The Bronx don't have a problem with Ja Rule, so even if Ja Rule would have hopped out,
the Bronx don't have a problem with Ja Rule.
I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Even if he would have hopped out, it would have been crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You had everybody that was on that remix, it would have went
crazy.
crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? It went crazy.
So the question I had, one of the first questions I had was being a Bronx producer and being in the game that Amadeus. I wanted him to just go back a little bit just to say, from the way of the Bronx, what was he able to accomplish at an early age as a producer, just so we could get a full scope of his range of where he's been from then to now, since we're talking about the Bronx.
Got you. I mean, Bronx is the birthplace of hip hop. I grew up on 169 on Washington Avenue, the 9.
Oh wow.
Yeah. If you're from the Bronx, you know where the 9 is. And as a matter of fact, even if you're not from the Bronx and you're aware of the Bronx, you know about 169 for Washington Avenue, period.
I ran through that block. I didn't run across you, bro.
Yeah, I was inside.
We probably, oh, you was inside.
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
Oh,
You
yeah.
was
I was inside. Like I had, my parents had the kung fu grip on me. I was in either church or school, which is why you have Amadeus today. If I wasn't in those two places and I wasn't kept off of those streets, man, ain't no telling, where I would be today. So thank God for my parents.
Right.
That allowed me to stay focused on the music, and that was kind of the outlet and allowed me to be where I'm at today. So, a few less years than you, so I got to call you my OG, So
oh, wow.
Yeah, OG. It's a good thing. I mean, the youngins are starting to call me OG and young OG. It actually feels pretty good, Paul. Like, I'm not mad at it. It's a respect thing. It's a respect thing. You set the tone, without you know me. So that's kind of how I view the OG stamp in regards to music and legacy.
Super dope.
And career. So, I mean that with all
no,
respect.
No, listen, and it's number love here. You know what I mean? For the most part, let me ask you. So when you first started doing music, what really, really inspired you to get into the beat? Was you ever a DJ at any point, anytime?
Nope, never
So
been a DJ.
Never was a DJ, okay.
It was the school I went to. I went to school, St. Augustine School of the Arts on Franklin Ave.
Okay.
And you had to choose a musical instrument. Like had to. Everybody had to choose an instrument in 4th grade. I chose percussion. Didn't know what it meant. It was an option between the percussion and the violin, and I wasn't going to choose the violin. No disrespect for that. But I chose percussion, learned that I had to do everything with rhythm. And that's kind of like where it started. So it started with me learning how to play the drums and being a musician. I always sat down as a youngin' and watched Video Music Box each and every single day and loved hip-hop and just kind of wanted to be that guy. I thought I was going to be a rapper at first. Did that for a little bit. That didn't really pan out. But then when the musicianship side kind of came out, and then that kind of like, persuaded me to move in the production side of things because it made sense as I was a musician. This made sense. So that was pretty much how it all came about. But it was difficult for me because, again, I mentioned earlier when we started talking, like my parents was churchgoers, real spiritual. So when I said, hey, I want to be a hip-hop producer and a musician, it was kind of frowned upon. So it was challenging when it came to that. But, when you love something, and it's what you want to do, regardless of what type of love and support you have with it, you're gonna figure it out, and that's pretty much what I did.
Cool. So let me ask you. So your first beat that you produced, right, for artists, Was it for the love of the sport, or you was looking for a kickback when you first did your first beat? Because you know, sometimes some producer, you know what, and some DJs, I just want to get on. Like a DJ may say, you know what, I just want to just do this party and just get my name out there and just get the people to hear me. So if I rock this party, that promoter there gonna call me.
Gotcha.
So is it the same way how some producers think that's in the industry?
I mean, for the first few years, like I just was making beats.
Okay.
Like I wasn't like no one heard my beats except for like my friends and family, you know. So I wanted to really shoot in the gym and develop as a producer and really be dope. You know what I'm saying? So it took me about 5 or 6 years before I felt I was good enough to even present my beats to artists and labels and A&R. So for me, my first opportunity was Foxy Brown. Shout out to Foxy Brown.
Nice.
And that was on the Cradle to the Grave movie and soundtrack, which was directed and produced by the late, great DMX. Rest in peace, DMX. So the song we did was the actual title track to that movie and soundtrack. So that was my first placement as a producer.
That's a one out the park.
Yeah, big,
Grand
big,
slam
big,
out the
big,
park.
big look.
Yeah.
And you got to think back then, and I know you can relate to this. Producers was very well respected.
Oh yeah.
And appreciated back then. So
yeah.
it wasn't even a thing of me getting paid and compensated. Like for that, it was like 10. Just to be honest and transparent, like I got about 10K, you know, for that. Just no new producer, no resume, fresh off the block.
Yeah.
You know, so it was a business, you know, and I understood it was a business, and yeah, so I definitely wasn't kind of coming in the game trying to do anything for free or really earn my spot. I felt like the music spoke for itself. The music was great, and I definitely wanted to be compensated for it right out the gate.
Right. But the thing is, back then, if we knew the things we knew then and now, we more or less would have took points or we'd have took the bread.
Both.
Oh, okay.
Because you get your producer fee, you know, and you get publishing and royalties.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? That's a pretty standard thing to get, unless, you know, somebody is taking advantage of you.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
So the labels know to get you your producer fee, royalties, and publishing.
I believe that's why I messed up at in the game. Like in the '90s coming up, you know, I was doing beats and I was just giving them out and just saying whatever, and I didn't really know too much about publishing and things like that. You just
we was all new.
Yeah,
We
you just
didn't
wanted to be
understand what it
down and
was.
just be on the scene. But my heart was more or less DJing. DJing
Gotcha.
was my heart. You know, and that
Gotcha.
was my hobby. Like for instance, the pot. We call ourselves the pot father.
I call myself, or the community calls me that,
excuse me,
because
excuse me.
this is what's going on right now.
But you still call yourself the pot father though.
They call me the pot father. I'm the father.
But you still call yourself the pot father, correct?
You got it.
Thank you. Thank you. You know what I mean?
It's the clap.
Listen, we be at it all the time, man. So for the people that's listening, that's just tuning in for the first time, we got Amadeus in the building, DWI DJ Kid New, mixchamps, that's what it is.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell the people and the viewers some of the people that you work with? You told us Foxy Brown and the brother DMX. What's
sir.
some other artists that you work with?
Man, it's a long list. I normally start up by saying I've been blessed to produce for over 100 artists, 100 major artists.
Nice.
Let's see how many I can remember today.
You got some bread. You got some bread.
Give us the top 10.
Doing all right.
Give us the
Doing
top
all right.
10. Give us the top 10 hip hop, and then you do R&B after that. And not top 10 meaning they're the best. In,
Yeah, just
for you
from that I work
that
with.
changed your, what was the
Gotcha.
trajectory? Yeah.
Definitely G Unit, Dipset.
Okay.
Again, Foxy Brown, Fab, 50. I said G Unit already. Who else, man? Remy, Papoose,
Jenny Lopez.
yeah, J Lo.
I see. I know that.
Chris
I
Brown.
heard that. Yeah.
Trey Songz, CeeLo Green, Danny D. Kane, Day 26, The Game, Paul Wall, Mike Jones, Slim Thug, rest in peace, Pimp C.
Let's see.
Man, a lot. T.I., Jeezy, Keisha Cole, Justin Bieber, Young and May, Dave East, Trippie Redd.
See,
man,
I told you this was going to take up the
Cap
whole show.
G, Maya,
Yo,
Tank.
the list goes on.
You
The
get
list
my-
goes
you
on,
get my-
man.
we can do
You can
this,
stop
bro.
there, man. You can stop there, man. You can stop there, man.
You know,
Applaud him, please.
then we start talking about companies and corporations. So anything about ESPN.
Oh, ESPN, I'm about to
Yeah,
say.
yeah,
Me
yeah.
creating the first take theme
Any
song.
2K? Any 2K
2K,
placements?
2K, yep, 2K, Madden, Fight Night, Burger King, Sprite, BET, MTV.
Now I can do want to borrow some money. I already know he gonna say next. He
I'm saying?
I'm all right. I'm all right.
I'm all right.
I'm all right. I'm doing
All right,
okay.
so you can pass it over here. I ain't all right.
It's been a fun, incredible journey. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of ups and downs, a lot of moments, a lot of potholes, challenges along the way because people hear, of someone's career, of our career,
Right.
and think it's all glitter and gold, man. And it's like, nah, that ain't that ain't how it is. You know what I mean?
So what was the worst thing that you encounter as a producer producing for an artist? Like something that just happened between like you and the artist. Not, you don't have to mention no names,
Yeah.
but just something that happened and basically it wasn't your fault. You did what you had to do, and they just
I'd say I think that the most challenging thing that producers deal with is being compensated, like being compensated in a timely fashion.
I know you was gonna say that.
Like, and now fast forward to where we are, 2024. There's a lot more individuals that are claiming to be musicians and producers and artists and songwriters and creatives because of the fact that that's beautiful.
That's the technician. That's technician's favorite sound right there.
I felt like a thought just popped into my head, like a new thought. I felt smart. I felt like a genius with that. But yeah, man, it's like you agree to do the record. You get in there, you go to the studio, you do what you do. You do your job. You mix and master it. Everything is ready to go, and then you're kind of like chasing. And it's not so the artist; it's more so the labels.
Right.
That you have to chase, and sometimes labels want the paperwork done, so then there's the attorneys that you got to chase as well. And it could. I had a project I worked on, very big major artist, and it took 2 years to get paid.
Oh man, and
Right?
the song did very well.
Very well. The songs is rocking. It's I think the album is like double, triple platinum. And
They on tour. They on tour.
Oh yeah,
and
on
you
tour.
You home with your family, saying, "Look, man, I need that bread, man."
You sending emails out weekly, like, yo, where we at with this? Where we at with this? Where we at with this? And we're waiting. Sometimes you get a response, sometimes you don't. So I think that's one of the things that we deal with the most as a producer.
What I could never understand is sometimes, the artists say, we ain't no label to cut the check and this, that, and the third. So what about saying, you know what, I'm on tour, you didn't get your money yet, so look, here's a little $2,500. When you get your money, when you get your money, just make sure you just get that back to me. And
man, I wish, brother. See, we need artists like you that have that mentality of wanting to be a blessing and taking care of the people that take care of you.
Exactly.
Yeah, applaud Kid New. Kid New's always trying to work with everybody to make it right. But it's just like everything else that we go through in our neighborhoods and all that. Everybody don't have that understanding of how this thing works and how collaboration is really the key to success, because nobody can't take what you got. Like,
correct.
If you got a style or whatever, somebody could bite it and all that, but they can only bite for so long.
Yeah.
The originality and the original part is always going to remain. It started first. Like, that's the foundation of whatever the style may be. So
absolutely,
people need to stop being scared to work with people because you might steal my fan base or whatever.
If anything, we're a blessing to one another because your fan base becomes mine.
Correct.
And vice versa. So it's kind of like we're sharing and caring.
And I'm glad you mentioned that. And that's what I've been telling a lot of promoters with DJs. So back in the days, right? I'll tell you a little story about the DJing thing. We used to have one party, one flyer with all the DJs' name on that flyer. For whatever reason, DJs don't want to be on the flyer with this DJ or that DJ.
Wow.
And it's like, I'm not gonna promote him because then I gotta tag his name and so I think that's selfish in so many different ways. People's gonna follow who they're gonna follow no matter what. You know what I mean? And we were talking about this on one of our earlier shows about how the DJs, is so saturated, and I'm quite sure are the producers are the same or y'all united more than the DJs, or still like more saturated just like the DJs?
I feel like we're more united, and I wouldn't say more because I'm not a part of the DJ community, so I don't want to disrespect them.
No, it is what it is. I'm speaking for them.
Got you. Yeah, I feel like we're because all we have is our credit. All we have is our credit, right? Because sometimes it takes forever to get paid. Sometimes you get paid. Sometimes you don't. You know what I'm saying? And it's an ongoing fight. So when you're credited, that's something that's of value because that's something that will forever exist.
Right. And y'all barely seeing each other. So basically, y'all see each other maybe in producer. At doing a production or collaborating once in a while. DJs see each other every night in a nightclub together. So it's more competitive. Okay.
Yeah, it's like it's so much work and opportunity out here musically, where it might be a little different for you as a DJ, where it's like it's but so many clubs. They're rocking with certain individuals based off of relationships. So it might be a lot more cutthroat there because of maybe less opportunities. But there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of artists, and obviously out of me working with artists that I've worked with, there's still a ton of artists that I've never worked with.
Right, but with a catalog like yours, I think you could become a DJ.
I thought about it, but I've respected the art. Like, I didn't want to do it just to do it or do it because I'm a musician or a producer. You know what I'm saying? I respect what it takes to be a DJ, you know, and I was like, you know, I'm not going to just jump into this just because I have the opportunity or just because I have brothers like you that's in the game that can show me the way. I just have so much of a big respect for it.
Right.
I just was like, nah, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I ain't got to do.
To me, a good producer will make a great DJ only because you have your own style. Mm-hmm. You have a great catalog to where you can do parties where you just playing just all the records that you produce.
That's
like
true.
Just Blaze and other artists. They some of them go to clubs and they only play records that they produce, fire. And it'd be so crazy because you're like, oh, I didn't know he produced that or collab on that, and you have your own style to where people will just hire you just because you produce all these hits and all these songs. You named a bunch of songs already that you can get at least a nice little side check if you decided to want to become a DJ.
Think about it. I'm gonna give that some thought. Yeah, that sounds perfect right there.
Why not, man? You know,
great idea.
I'm always trying to make $1, man.
Yeah.
You can tell. He's in here selling mixtapes. He got mixtapes. He got a wall of mixtapes over here. And he tried to sell. He tried to sell Chubby Chub his own mixtape. Like, he made it, but he's not gonna. Yo, this kid right here is a hustler. And that Triton back there,
bro. That's a legendary keyboard right there. Yeah.
You gotta have a little bit of everything, man. You know what I mean? For the most part, I gotta eat, man. I got a family.
So I want to know what was your first piece of equipment that you started with? What got you in the game outside of the drums? Because I know the drums is what got you into the game. But what piece
I was so young, man. You know, I was so young, and my parents wasn't buying me none of that. You know, so it was more so of me using, you know, what the homies had. You know what I'm saying? So I think the first keyboard I touched was an Ensoniq. I forgot what model it was, but it was an Ensoniq. And then I remember after that, it being a Roland XP50.
I had the XP80. And somebody gave me that. That was a blessing.
Bro,
the Triton rack. I had the Triton rack in this big old XP80 joint.
I love the Roland joint. So then I had, of course, the Triton.
I had the MP60.
Remember how those keys felt? Like, when you touched them, like, making a beat that spring back?
Like, no one used the Trinity? Just Triton?
Did I have the Trinity? I think, we did get the Trinity.
I didn't, nah.
We did get the Trinity.
Anyone use a 950 before? 950?
Nope.
My uncles had the SP12 and the 950. So my uncles had all the equipment in the house first because they was hustlers. So they had everything in the house. And I just wasn't even into production. I started DJing first, doing little mixtapes and blends and all that because both my uncles are DJs. And then when they got into the equipment, my uncle built this studio in the Bronx and something happened with that. But they was like doing it kind of, they was into it. They creative, but they wasn't like, the business part was, they was street business.
It was like,
And I was just like, damn, I had it all. And Swiss Beats lived across the street from me. So South of Swiss, he used to take my records and then go work with DMX. I had no idea. That's my homie from the hood. And then all of a sudden I see him doing what he's doing with the Rough Riders. And I was just like, oh, okay, so the beats can take me somewhere.
Yeah, bro.
And so
crazy.
Super dope.
Crazy.
So
I could have been a DJ too. Just to be very frank, my name is Damian James Williams. So
it's okay.
DJ that's my name.
Listen,
so you want
it's okay.
Listen, you want to come for me every week?
No, I mean it's okay. I love the story.
We got the same last name, right?
Listen, DJ is my name. That's mad
at the end of the
funny,
day,
bro.
it's a great story. You know, believe me,
great story.
It's
a crazy.
Great story.
Yo.
You know what I mean? I tell everybody how me and you got connected. What made me get into the podcast. Mm-hmm. I never front on D. Come on, D, stop that, man. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna come for you though, man.
Yeah, I know.
So why you wasn't a DJ? Why?
Because it wasn't paying enough.
Oh wow. Back then, $100 was a lot of money.
Word.
I used to go to the Wiz with that $100. I thought I'd be DJing from early afternoon the kids party to 4 o'clock in the morning Delts party and go to the I used to go to chicken place, spend $10 there.
You remember the first record you bought? Because I do remember the first album that I bought.
The first album I bought was maybe Karis One, Criminal Minded.
Wow.
I bought Problems, the song Problems.
No.
I'm talking about all the way back.
Wait, all the way back. Nah, I was buying maybe no, I used to use my mother disco records. The first record I bought was Karis One, Big Daddy Kane. Those albums back then. I bought albums back then. In the 80s.
I wasn't even buying albums. I was buying cassette tapes and the bootleg joints because I only had $4.
Yeah, 87 when I bought my first album in 87.
Sheesh.
How you
Sheesh. 87.
Yeah,
I was 87. What was I, 6? Yo. Yeah, we were talking about albums, but I was 6.
Yo, and just the nostalgia of that, going to Fordham Road or on Boston Road, it was, we had Mama, I forgot what her name was. It was Harriet. She had a record shop right up the hill on Boston Road. And all. So where I'm from on Boston Road, the northeast Boston Road, they had the Stardust Ballroom. So all my OGs ran that spot. So everybody used to come and perform there. So when I opened the studio up, the studio was in the same building that the Stardust was. So when Kool Herc and them would come by, I would talk about the Stardust, and they'd be like, yeah, they used to, right down the hall. They used to go down outside over here. All my OGs used to always talk about it. And I'm like, yo, there's so much history in the area where I came from. DJ Breakout is from there, and he used to ride through his little buggy with the speakers in the back. And we used to just play, that's the legend right there. And to this day, when I see him, he still shows me mad love. Like,
shout out DJ Breakout.
He's gonna be on the show too. Yeah, he's gonna be on the show.
Yeah. That's legendary right there, man.
Yeah, he's coming.
So you used to buy records from the Wiz?
Yes.
Beach Street
on
Records?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Sheesh.
Wow. He said shit.
I used to buy CDs from the Wiz.
And Bay Plaza, they had the Wiz too.
Wait. The CDs came years later,
Yeah,
man. I forgot.
He was 6 though.
Yeah.
6, bro. I'm gonna find an actual picture and show you.
Oh,
like,
man.
when I was a youngin'.
He says 6. Wow.
87. I was 6. I wasn't thinking about none of that,
You making
bro.
it sound real old.
But I was at that age. I'm gonna show you because people be fronting like I was on the drums though.
Oh, that's dope. Oh wow,
See
he showed a picture. He not capping.
Like
What's
this
that,
is
red
the
drums?
Drum. I had the Smurf joints.
Oh wow, he not capping.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
So your drums master studio.
Yeah,
Bro.
yeah. So you musical inclined as well. You play instruments as well. Oh, that's
You
right.
see
He
that?
said you play instruments.
this is you know what I'm saying? Like on my dad's record player, like I was 6.
Word, that's like the high five record player, but you put the
Bro.
the record on top and it drop down.
Drop down.
Yeah.
Yo, with
I
the
was there.
knobs, those silver knobs on those amps and all that was
Bro.
how
Yo.
smooth they used to move.
I used to have a Marantz amp.
Look, here go the knobs right here. Here go
Don't be
closer
quiet.
view.
You don't know nothing about
You said
that.
a what?
Marantz amp. You don't know nothing about that, D?
amp, remember Rand's amp?
Yeah.
Nah, I probably seen it. I just don't know which one.
What type of car you have back then?
I had Alpines and all that when I first the
get the
first car I
Alpine-
got
you got
was
the Alpine-
in the early. Had a '93 Honda Accord.
I
That
had
was
the, I had the Sherwin amp and Alpine gooseneck with the rumblers.
I don't know what y'all
Oh
talking about.
yeah.
I was there.
Yo, everything. See, this is
I
the
don't
thing
know
about.
what y'all talking about.
Let's talk about this real fast.
I was there. I was there.
The evolution of digital media.
Shout out
Right?
my man Buck. He was there too.
For you to have certain things, for you to be a certain person, you had to have certain things. Like this, not this digital age where you could just
Yeah,
download
yeah.
stuff. So that's what separated us as creators and dudes from the Bronx that had stuff, because you had to have 1200s to be able to do what you need to do. A computer was not around.
Well, my first turntable with belt drive, and then I went to 1800s, and then when Mama got a little more money, then I got the Technique 1200. No, I had one 1200, and then I had to save to get the other one.
Right.
And then when I got two, I was
The
hot.
struggle of hip hop is real. People don't
Listen,
even understand.
it was me and my man DJ Weeze was the only ones in the area with Technique 1200s. And shout out Tricky D, DJ Tricky D. Yeah, we was there.
See, and that's crazy that, like when we talk about equipment, and this is what's wrong today in music, right? And
I
you just
agree.
nailed it when you were saying, technology and all the doors and everything. Like back then, bro, I was the only producer in my entire high school.
Oh wow.
Because nobody's buying that. Like nobody's paying $2,000 for the Triton. Nobody's paying $1,500 for an MPC that don't come with no sounds. You know what I'm saying? It's not, like producing wasn't appealing. It wasn't like a cool thing to do. Everybody was trying to be rappers, singers, and dancers, but like not a
All they had to do
producer.
was show up and rap. Like,
Producer, you got to invest, and nobody was willing to invest.
and nobody don't want to pay for the investment.
You know what I'm saying? So
Nah.
back then it was just me. So now when you fast forward today, 2024, where everything is accessible, that's why everybody's doing everything because
Correct.
everything is accessible.
Right, because back then was more exclusive. You had an uncle
Yes,
or
sir.
a brother that was a
Yep.
drug dealer.
Real talk.
my brother was getting money back then. So
He got to incriminate us all buck every week. Like, why he can't just take that for himself? You had that. I did say my uncle was a hustler.
no, I'm just saying it is what it
told
is.
myself.
Everybody got a family
Statute of
member that
limitation?
used to hustle, you know, and be like, "What you want? What you need?" And
No comment.
No comment.
Listen,
No
he
comment.
did. My brother did his time already, so
Everybody got a Tommy in the family.
he did his time
Yo,
already.
you know how
so.
long it took me to learn what Tommy did? Like I'm talking about a full Tommy from
About that too,
bro.
I want to hear what you
You ain't
said.
got no job. Now they were saying Tommy was a hustler. They said Tommy was a drug dealer.
Oh.
Tommy was always fly. Tommy was always flashy. He always had the whips. Always had the chicks. Super cool.
And they couldn't talk about it on
he
TV.
ain't show up nowhere to no job at no time. He just, what you do? You ain't got no job. But your man was always fly.
Yeah.
Well, he was looking for one. You know
That
what
was
I
in
mean?
Detroit too.
He have a job, but he was looking for one.
So a connecting story to that point that you just made. Rest in peace to Jay Hatch, right? So at his funeral,
Jay Hatch,
one of his uncles, Jay Hatch was Italian, so one of his uncles got up and was talking in front of the funeral home. So if you can imagine a funeral home with all his family, which are the most predominantly white in the front, Italian, and then all of the industry was kind of like to the sides and in the back, just, you know, letting them have the seats, and we were just playing our position. And his uncle was telling the speech about his parents never understanding what he did. Like they just knew he did something, but they didn't know what. And then he said, well, now looking at the room, now we see what he was doing. And it was that was such a dope speech because he touched, you know, he worked with a lot of us, a lot of people. And I don't think a lot of our parents from that era understand what we was doing when we were doing it.
No, my mom's understand because I was DJ.
Did she understand then? I'm saying now. Now they understand.
Well,
but I'm saying
correct.
coming up.
Well, no, she understand. My mother's an OG. She was.
Well, you a
understand.
DJ. It was always DJ.
Yeah,
Yeah.
DJ is not really hard to comprehend.
Because I was DJing on her equipment, breaking her equipment, fixing it, blowing her speakers out, and going to the Wiz, getting
Phones.
getting the speaker, the woofer,
Yeah.
replacing it and hooking it back up, and I put a better woofer that was in the speaker now. It's
Kenwood.
booming.
You got like Kenwood.
Man, we had Kenwood, Jim Sound, all type of speakers in the house, man. And she used to be like, why my speakers are so loud? Because remember back then when you put a bigger magnet from the woofer, the speaker is more louder back then. You know what I mean? So I put a bigger woofer in there and it's knocking. Why my sound so loud? It's so loud. Turn it down some. You know what I mean? And I'm DJing in the living room and I'm cutting and scratching, and she like, oh, this boy, here we go again.
Right.
And let me do my thing, you know what I mean? To where I got older and I started doing my own thing, started working, and then I left it alone for a little while, came back to it, and I'm still doing it to this day, man. So, you know, we all got a story to tell.
Yeah.
For the most part, you know what I mean? But hip-hop came a long way, man. And if you was there early 90s or the 90s to now, you'll see a different transition of hip-hop. And it's still hip-hop, you know what I mean? So what do you think of the hip-hop then to the hip-hop now? Do you respect it, or you don't you love what the young kids are doing, just take out the violence?
Great point. I mean, think about this, and this is what I thought about. When I fell in love with hip-hop, you know, I was listening to like Black Sheep and KRS-One and Guru and, you know, Wu-Tang and, you know, and then was Biggie and Pac and, you know, all of those artists. Like my parents frowned upon all of it, you know, because that wasn't what they listened to. You know, to them, real music was Michael Jackson and Patti LaBelle and, you know, Earth, Wind and Fire. You know what I'm saying? The Bee Gees, like that was real music to them. So when you think about it like that, you know, our era is our era. Lil Wayne, Fab, and, you know, the artists, Jay-Z, the artists that we have, right? And then, you know, then you start getting the new artists. You know, so it's always a sound, it's always a time, and so for me, I don't frown upon any of it. You know, it's like, you know, you go into a coffee shop. You know, you there's a certain tea you might drink,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You might be chamomile, you might be lemon ginger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You might be, you know, Earl Grey. You know, there's different variety of teas.
You know his teas.
Hell yeah, I know my teas,
I know
man.
chamomile and lemon and yeah.
I know my teas, man.
I don't know my teas, man.
I know my tea. So the point I'm making is everybody has their own cup of tea of what you like. You know what I'm saying? So it might not be something that I play or listen to or I rock with, but I do understand that waves and sounds changes. You know, and you know, like the drill is what the youngins is on. It's not my thing. It's not what I'm making.
Right.
You know, but it's listen, if you can do something or create something that allows you to have fun and enjoy yourself and do what you love and at the same time provide, something positive and provide from a financial standpoint for you to be able to take care of yourself and your family is a great thing. But I loved what you mentioned in regards to the violence and the negativity of it. Is a lot, but it's always been there. It's always been there, but I feel like our era
it's more
polished.
Yeah, right.
It's more. Let me tell you a story. Let me be creative with what I've seen and what I've been through. Now it's just like I'm gonna go shoot Pop, then I'm gonna pop that, and I'm gonna hit this. I'm gonna go bone her, and then it's like.
And then they talk about the dead people. I could never understand that. You make a song about a dead person, regardless person dead or not, they rested in peace and they have a family, and you rhyming about them, and you saying that's the only thing that respect, I don't like about the drill music. But far as the records, I listen to them, I play them. I just don't support the killing and
the negativity and the violence.
So let's do this. Let's just do the good cop, bad cop, Angel. Or whatever, the angel on the shoulder. Let's just say we had NWA, we had a bunch of groups that was Bang Bang, G Unit. We had a bunch of Bang Bang.
That is true.
I think the only difference is our maturity at that age is different than their maturity. So Tupac and them was 25.
That's true,
and
bro.
Below.
Listen, understandable, but NWA was more or less going.
You're gonna try to justify it now?
No, they was more.
They was going crazy,
right? But they was more or less talking about police brutality.
It was gangbang. You seen the movie Colors?
Yeah, but it was a lot of message in a lot of things that they was saying. The way they expressed themselves didn't come off the way we wanted to come off, but we understand because we lived that. If you didn't live that, you wouldn't understand that.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I just don't promote because I have kids. I have teenage kids.
But that's the maturity in you as a 40-something-year-old man now.
But even when I was young, I was more or less about getting money.
Got it.
You know what I mean? So I can't speak for them. You know what I mean? I can speak for me. I was more or less getting money, chilling out, hanging out, having a good time, and do what I do. There's no honor amongst thieves. You know what I mean? So I never hung out with thieves and dudes that just do a little too much. Yeah, I know them. I have a couple of friends that I grew up with.
But even a lot of the drill guys and that, they're not out like robbing and stealing as much as Sticky Finger and them was talking about it. They just getting straight to the killing. Like off the rip, they just getting rid of you.
No, but a lot of rappers in the 90s was rhyming about the drug dealers that they knew that was doing it. How many times you see documentaries and they say that was our story that this one told?
Oh, I know that.
All right,
but it's still in the music.
Correct. But more or less, they wasn't talking about people that they homie killed and put in the song and talking about things like that.
That's the maturity. They're mad immature.
That's what I don't like about the drill hip hop. Other than that, I rock with it. I rock with it.
So the dope thing about music is, music is something that you can do until, God takes you from this earth. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I mentioned that because just a few weeks ago, I was able to see Earth, Wind and Fire perform, right? And then I was in Vegas, and then the Eagles, performed. And they're in their 70s, bro. They're in their 70s. I think the Eagles are even older than that, 80 years old. And just music just allows you to go on forever and ever until you can't do it no more. So the fact that we can like it, we can not like it. It cannot be what we vibe to, but Jay is still around. Busta is still around. Jeezy is around. The artists that we appreciate and love their music from is still around and still hopefully will be around. So we'll always be able to continue to create the R&B that we love, the hip hop that we love. Like look at Griselda. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's dope.
There's still a lot of heat that's dropping. Still to this day. Even though the drill and a lot of the youngins is in the forefront now. Those artists still exist. Like we just did a tour top of the year with Trey Songz and Keisha Cole, Jaheim, and K Michelle. Fire, sold out every night. You know what I'm saying? And people haven't seen Jaheim in a long time, so it was good to see Jaheim. Good to see him in great spirits, well, healthy, sounding like the original Jaheim that we know him for. So the artists and the real music that we appreciate will always be around. You know what I mean? And it's up to us to keep that going. That's why, again, I can create drill, but I don't. Like, I let the youngins have that. I let the youngins have their niche, their sound, their style. Let the producers that come in that are young do that. So that, I ain't trying to step on their feet. I ain't trying to step on their toes for getting money. I could just stay away.
You wouldn't even do like the Kalani sexy drill type of drill?
I got a few. I'm going to tell you the truth. I got a few joints that I did. next level joints because I'm an actual musician.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I took what they did and kind of created it and made it a lot more musical. Hopefully somebody will pick it up and then you'll get an Amadeus drill track out here, maybe one or two. You know what I'm saying?
But it's 2 tracks. It ain't even like about maybe 16 or 17 tracks anymore. They only use 2 tracks now in the youngins.
Oh man. Yo, it was definitely dope having you come through and drop and have this, because all our conversations is like that on this show. Like we gonna talk some production, some equipment, some time,
I like
era
that,
pieces.
Man. It's stuff that ain't happening, ain't conversations that's happening. Right. So most times you do interviews and you get asked the same questions and the same thing. So it's always a breath of fresh air to be able to think from a different lens and have to really think and digest the questions I was asked, because it's not something that I'm used to being asked. So I appreciate the conversation. To talk about equipment, to talk about older times, to talk about now, to just talk about, events and current events, especially with the whole, Yankees and Fat Joe. So I appreciate y'all having me, man. We definitely got to do a part 2, part 3, because I'm sure it's so much more.
Oh yeah, that's the beauty of the show. We don't have to lock it into
Yeah.
God willing, we gonna get together and we're gonna do another part, and just to keep our fan base
let's do
wondering what he's doing now. All right, we're gonna call Amadeus in. And
exactly,
Bronx.
man. Yo, listen, man. We appreciate having you, Amadeus,
Appreciate
man.
y'all, Kings.
On Mixchamp, man.
Big
DWI
Bronx.
talking to your DJ Kid Noob. This is Mixchamps. Amadeus, the super producer.
Man.